My so-called secret base is located at the third floor of the first school building. Being suppressed during the whole day of boring school life, I finally got my lust jerked out through this of mine. Yup, today's me, still indulged in jack off in the girls' toilet. I just got my whole load of man juice all over it. I've been doing this daily lesson of mine ever since I entered second year this spring. Whenever the bell rings after the 6th period, I first hide in the library, which is just next to my classroom. I just waste my time for roughly an hour and check to make sure if there are still people hanging around the school buildings before I make my move. There are no classrooms used for special purposes in the first school building. You won't see the culture-related clubs having their activities here. Nor can you find any vending machines, so the track team or other sports teams don't even bother paying a visit to this building, that's for sure. So you can say that this girl's toilet in the third floor of the first school building, it's like a performance stage designed solely for me. Made it. What the fuck? And that's where I stopped the monologuing or reading the entire thing. Okay, this is Kitahara-san or his classmate, and the main character is Kurosawa-kun, or just Kurosawa. It has a full name, of course, but I'm just gonna call them by their main names being called. This is his classmate. So moving on, this classmate of his is absolutely getting bullied. Why is that? Middle school slash high school, people do get bullied, and that's an unfortunate fact of reality. It's a horrible thing. Next panel, or rather next page, I keep saying panels as pages and pages as panels, sorry about that. We go here, an incident has occurred. Someone stole something. Whatever that something is. It is an incident. People are talking like, what's happening? Whoa, of course the main character, Kurosawa, is like, I don't really give a fucking flip about this. I just want to do my deed, my daily release. Okay? Why should I care? The next page, here we go, boom! You get hit by the bullying. It's an awful thing, you know? They go like, I'm not gonna read this is fucked up. Hold it, you're not going anywhere. Kitahara, you're the one who stole Pizzata's uniform, right? That's not his actual name, by the way. That's just a nickname they call the fat guy. I'm sorry I called him fat, but it is what it is. Actually, maybe he's chubby, because it is middle school. Maybe this is one of those baby fat kind of things, where he grows up or whatever. But let's move on to the next page. That's the person that they're trying to, like, ship with Kitahara. They're bullying her hardcore. Like, they're forcing her to say things. They're forcing her to admit to things that clearly is not real. And at the next page, we show that one of the bullies were like concerned for her because she's crying. Boom. She's like, she must be so happy that she's shedding tears of joy. That was like, that's fucked up. This is off. Now, I don't want to be the advocate for like, hey, stop bullying or whatever. But bullies, how do you solve them? You either have a group of friends to help you, you know, so the bullies won't really go hard on you as opposed to being a single individual, you know, or you fight back, or you tell the teacher. You tell the teacher so the school is aware at least. But if I'm gonna tell them that they're gonna go hard on the bully, they're gonna be like, hey, stop that, we're gonna get you, fuck out. It really depends on the school. Most of the time they don't give a shit. Some of the time they do. So it's a gamble. So moving on to the next page right here. That's the main character's face. He's having dark thoughts. Now moving on to the next page. He's fantasizing some of the things, of course. Is like, I'm not gonna show you the entire thing, but he's like, this is just in his mind. Every time he goons, he's fantasizing amongst He's fantasizing amongst the pretty girls in his class, okay? So that's just a tidbit of info for his character or personality. Just so we're not saying he's the most main character, good personality, straight thinking. No, stop that shit. So in this panel, or rather this page right here in this chapter, the bullies got bullied. Okay, that's it. Getting monologue by one of his friends, the shaggy hairy guy, the afro looking guy, bushy eyebrows kind of guy. It's quite ironic that the two stole Seikon's uniform last week would be the victims this week. So is that why they're interrogating the guy so harshly? That's how it is. And then here we go. The main character, Kurosawa. Just as planned. What a pathetic sight. This is what people call karma. Yari yari, does it? That's what he said right there. Good grief. The school gates open at 7 a.m. He's been lurking on campus quite early on when there's no one in the school yet other than maybe the teachers or the janitor, right? And then the next panel of this page right here shows one of the bully's friends or just classmates, I guess. They found her clothes in the girls' toilet. And then she screams, "Who did this?" And then everyone's shocked. "Oh, what the fuck?" And then the other classmate's like, "What's wrong with you two?" She screams, "Who sprayed their over our uniforms? Who did this? Fess up now!" And then they scream and shit like that. It's a kind of funny thing. You know, hopefully my neighbors don't hear this. Maybe I should close the windows a bit more. I don't know, man. And she screams, "It's disgusting!" I agree, it's disgusting. Even though she's a bully, that's still a messed up thing to do. Imagine this, you're in her scenario. Somebody busts a fat one of her clothes. Sexual assault? Is this Twitch? What is this? The teacher, of course, doesn't give a shit. In the context of this story, you know, I'm trying to contain it. But there's one person who found something, a clue. Kitahara. Yes, Kitahara and Kurosawa met eyes for just a brief moment. So for this page or chapter, he's back to his dailies like it's Genshin Impact or freaking Ni no Kuni or some other freaking game, Honkai Star Rail. I don't know, man. He's like, he's done the deed already. But then someone knocked. No problem. The door is locked. As long as I don't make any response, my daily duty will not be exposed. And then a girl's voice asked him, "Are you in there, Kurosawa-kun?" Ooh, it's over, my man. It's over. And then it's revealed in the next page, a girl with glasses. There's only one person to do that. It's Kitahara, my man. She's like, "I have a favor to ask you, Kurosawa-kun. Let Naito-san, let Naito Kyoko suffer the same fate as Sugawa, Maiko, and the others." And then, of course, if I was the main character, I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then, you know, she goes in more of her monologue. "That's why I'm here. Stop her. This doesn't make any sense." "What?" "You missed the most important explanation of them all. First of all, how did you know I would be here? Secondly, how could you be so sure of that? Don't tell me it was no more than a conjecture." As she had said, it was easy to link me with the crime, since I was late on that day. However, that's just a guess. Well, there are no perfect alibi. Mr. Nome and Nagatsuka both proved that I was away sick. If Kitahara tries to make some half-ass arguments such as, "Kurosawa behaved strangely on that day," I'll just have to deny having anything to do with the crime while making up some appropriate excuse. Indeed, in my deduction, there's no solid evidence linking it to the crime. But what? The foundations for suspecting you had already been laid since then. By then, do you mean? I've always known it. That you to the girls' bathroom every day and coop yourself up inside. That I know for sure. What the? Kurosawa, do you remember the first time we met? It was way before the new semester started. Either in February or March. Anyway, when we were both sophomores, we had met once in the third semester, remember? There's no way I could have forgotten that. At the time, you said that you had to go to the girls' bathroom to replace the cleaning equipment. You knew I was lying. How? Because the reason I went there in the first place was to replace the cleaning equipment myself. There's my blind spot. You gotta be kidding me. Indeed, I realized it was a poorly thought out excuse. No, I'm not kidding. That day the teacher asked me to take some old cleaning gear to the trash dump. Because the cleaning lady was on vacation! Ah, what a blunder! How could I have not known? That from that day on, she'd already taken notice of my daily duty. Alright guys, that's where I end this video. I know it's a boring video. I'm sorry about that. It's not really a action kind of manga, you know. I could have whipped out some heavenly destined villain or freaking goo master. What else? Freaking logging dental. All those crazy action stuff. But either way, I don't know if you like this or enjoy this. I'm just sharing something that I read back in the day. Might have been garbage for you, might have been garbage for other people, but for me, it's a 9 out of 10. Or 8. I don't know. It really depends on my mood. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Subscribe, like, comment down below. I'll be seeing you in another visual novel video.